Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again. Hello everyone, Nary here from Drake Me Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Violet Memoirs. The last place we left off, it was like a horrible, horrible nightmare that Wallace had. And then, man, it was gruesome, it was creepy, very Saw-like. My voice sounds a little bit different because I'm sucking on a piece of candy because my throat is sore, so it'll be gone soon. Anyway, guys, let's jump right back into it. This is, yes, for those of you wondering, this is indeed a Wallace route. Okay? This is Wallace. This is Wallace's route. Otter boy. Alright, let's jump right into it. Alright. He's pinning me against the wall of one of the university buildings. The otter dwarfs me and forces me to look up as he leans over me, but I don't feel intimidated. What I do feel is immense anxiousness. The close proximity is overwhelming my senses. The heat coming off his chest is familiar, but somehow it feels more prominent, and his natural mustard scent is overwhelming the scent of chlorine that he usually emits. There's no other words between us, but not due to lack of trying. There's so much I want to say, but they're all caught in my throat. So many emotions are whirling in my head. Fear of people seeing, surprised by Oscar's actions, and curiosity for what comes next. His expression is unchanged. It's still that same expectant smirk and knowing eyes. His gaze is enough to make my face flush and divert his gaze downwards. But looking down, I'm confronted with the rest of Oscar, especially how constrained and tight his shirt is on his body. The whole situation is so overwhelming. Before I can lose myself to my nerves, the otter does something even more brazen. He slides himself down the wall, closing the distance until our faces are barely an inch apart. Barely a few hairs between us. There's no opportunity to even be self-conscious about the world around us anymore. Oscar's taking up all my attention. What if I was being serious? Oscar's grin spreads wider and I can see his teeth. The whiteness is mesmerizing, but his eyes are even more so. They've lost its smug look and are dripping with that genuine earnestness. His thick tail rubs against my leg, going nowhere besides my outer thigh. He's showing restraint, but the light stimulation still has my fur standing up on it like electricity's running through me. I'm not making you uncomfortable, am I? No, not yet. My breathing is heavy and my heart is racing, but there's still a thrill in the way Oscar's being so forward. It doesn't help that I'm covered in his body heat and scent, forcing all my senses to focus on him. Hey, you're really cute, Wallace. Real cute. His face edges ever so closer. Not enough to touch, but enough that I can feel his breath on my fur, its heat blowing against my skin. I don't dislike it. I'm having fun, but I mean everything I do. At least, let me repeat that. I'm having fun, but I mean everything I do, at least when it comes to you. Why me? Because you're cute. That's what caught my eye. Despite my best efforts to hide it, my ears droop a little at that. It makes sense, but having it be something so surface level is disheartening. At first, no need to get all mopey. You're kind and have a lot of potential in you. I know I can sense it. But potential? For fun. I know it's in there. I can see it when we laugh together. I thought you were cute when I met you, but the way we clicked is what made you keep my attention. You've only known me a few days. Hey, I just said you're holding my attention. I'm not making any commitments here. Not my thing, anyway. Not your thing? Yeah, I prefer it with no strings attached, you know. Oh. Lighten up. There's nothing wrong with a bit of fun, right? No, I just not sure if I'm ready for that. He chuckles as if I just said something truly amusing, but his eyes never leave mine. They're observing me, but it doesn't feel objectifying, but more like he can't take his eyes off me and it steals my breath away. Okay, so he's in this just for fun. Oh, Lord. Poor Wallace. I wonder if he's going to get his heart trampled on. You really are something. That's what makes it cute. He pulls away with just as little warning as he had given me when he shoved me against the wall, leaving me near panting with my back against the wall. The rush of cool air against my face is jarring, but it's also soothing like the rush of a cold shower. As much as it's relieving to not have Oscar over me, there's a part of me that wishes he stayed. An even darker part that wishes he went further, but I forced that down. I'm not ready for something like that. He rolls his shoulder like he'd been putting tremendous strain leaning down to my height. More likely he's just trying to flex his muscles to get my attention. It's not working. It's not working. It's always there. Huh? The offer. If you ever want to go further, you just have to ask or let me know in some way. If you're too nervous to say. For sex. I love how he just fucking says it. You're talking about sex, right? Yeah, obviously. No, if you just want to cuddle, I think you'd be an adorable little spoon. I can't promise that won't lead to something, though. Right, I'll think about it. Just don't get so wrapped up in your head, man. Just have fun. You're in college. It's not that I don't want to have fun. I'm just nervous and a little scared, but I can never say that out loud. Come on. I do still want to have that pool party. And just like that, we're back to walking again like it never happened. Oscar's ability to keep everything natural is a blessing. I feel like this would be so awkward with anyone else. There's one thing he mentioned that I'm curious about. You said it was serious when it comes to me, so does that mean you're not into the others? For the most part. No, he's too serious. I can't even joke with him. Lily's not my type. She'll be great to drink with, though. And Lucas? He's cute, but he's a bit too aggressive. You're much cuter, and you seem to enjoy the attention I give you. It's a lot hotter than you might think. Little guy looks like he could use a rough night, though. I want to ask him what he's meaning when he says a rough night, but I have a pretty good idea. At least I think I do. Maybe it's better I didn't know. With the mention of the others, there's one more thing I want to bring up. You and Lay don't get along well, do you? We don't? He sounds genuinely surprised, like it's the first time he's getting indication that Lay might not like him, and that leaves me feeling even more confused. He's constantly scolding you. That any time you two are together, he always ends up telling you off. I think that's just when it comes to you. He's a little protective. He'd probably get that away if I flirted with Grumpy Pants a lot, too. You're both real innocent, so he thinks I'm trying to use that to sleep with you guys. I thought you were trying to sleep with me. I never said he was wrong, but I'm not some creep who's just looking for naive guys to take advantage of. You two just happen to be cute. Can't fault a guy for enjoying two cuties when he's presented with them. He still doesn't seem like he likes you. I'll grow on him. Just like how I knew you were gonna make just like how I knew you were gonna make friends. There's so much confidence in his words, like it's a certainty, not just a possibility. There's never any doubt with what he says, and it's not hard to want to believe him. The only time I've ever truly seen Oscar without his composure was when I asked about the necklace. I'm still curious about it, but he respects my space, so I should respect him as well. He truly is an enigma, one who's clearly focused on me. I'm flattered that someone of Oscar's, well, everything, is even slightly interested in me. We start walking again as a sense of pride wells in my chest. Everything feels like a breeze. Everything feels like a breeze when I'm with him. Like I can do anything. Goodness, this candy is good. Okay. Went to the large pool area of the gym. I'm surprised by the size of it. By the sheer size of it. It looks to be over 20 yards in length, and it has 10 lanes. The place is surprisingly full. I didn't know swimming was so popular. Beautiful, isn't it? What's that? This dude's flexing. Oh, and guys bending over, apparently. Okay. It's huge. Yeah, you haven't seen big. I look at Oscar with suspicious glare, but he just replies with a sheepish grin, walking several feet alongside the pool towards the changing rooms before clarifying himself. I'm referring to the Olympic-sized pools. They're 50 yards. This is only 25. Still, seems huge. It has a lot of lanes. The swim team here is super intense. It's the only reason the school took me and why I accepted. You're here for the swimming? Yeah, I'm here on a swim team scholarship. Used to destroy my high school aquatics team, and they reached out to me in my final year. Pretty cool, right? Is it a good scholarship? It's good. Swimming scholarships are really complicated. Don't worry about the details. Maybe I'll explain it to you later. That's kind of terrifying. I barely made it into the school as it is, let alone to get any kind of decent scholarship. I was just lucky with my parents. Had some money to spare. There's a noticeable coolness seeping into my voice, which I'm sure Oscar picks up instantly. He's always been more perceptive than he lets on, but he doesn't say anything, just waiting for me to continue. He should be a psych major. He's good at reading people. That's something I don't want to think about right now, so I changed the subject back to swimming instead. He'd also be probably pretty good at social engineering. I didn't know you took swimming this seriously. I don't really. I take the swimming real serious, but don't get me wrong, but I don't care much for the team. Just seem like a good fit, you know? That makes a lot of sense. Oscar never struck me as the type who'd be seriously into something like competitive sports. He has the body of an athlete, though I would have guessed football over swimming. My turn to ask some questions. Do you got anything you do? Something I do? A hobby or something, you know. Yeah, something you do in your free time. Not really. I read sometimes, but I mostly just play games and watch videos. No sports? No, I did baseball when I was younger, not so much anymore. That sounds like me. I quit baseball when I got hit in the face with one. Yeah, I basically said, fuck that shit, and I was done. I played a lot of sports when I was younger, and I was relatively good at them, too. I was really good at football. Good thing I brought you, then. Might find something you like, even if it's just watching. But if you're gonna watch, you better watch me. It's strange. His comments and wink in my direction somehow doesn't make me nervous anymore. It's as if knowing that... One second, guy. It's as if knowing that it actually is flirting with me is freeing. Come on, let's hurry up and change. All the smells make me want to dive right in, and I'd do it if these weren't my good clothes. He grabs my hand and tugs me towards the changing room hastily. Despite the hastiness, he's not pushy, always giving me time to get my bearings. It's always friendly, playful, and just extremely Oscar. I wonder if that's his intention. Abruptly, Oscar stops in place, and I'm worried I'm going to trip or run into him, but his tail presses against my stomach, assisting me in slowing my momentum. Oh. Oh. What are you? Are you a lion? That's a heart. Ha! Following his gaze, I'm able to find the source of the interruption. Lifting himself out of the pool is a lion wearing only a pair of white Speedos, his eyes focused solely on Oscar. That's not what catches my eye. The most prominent feature of the lion is his mane. It's cut and groomed to be much shorter, and it flows towards the back of his head, giving him a sleek, handsome look. After fully emerging from the pool, he doesn't waste any time getting over to us, padding over to us with more energy in his step than anyone I've seen ever, even Oscar. As soon as he spots me, though, his previously gleeful smile morphs into a surprised stare. It's like his entire disposition changes, going from relaxed and cheerful to cautious and shocked at just the sight of me. The change is so stark, it's a cold winter's night and a scorching summer's day. If I didn't know any better, I'd think this was a completely different person than the guy who just climbed out of the pool. Oscar doesn't have any intentions of letting the tension to get to him, and he's already walking towards the other boy. They feel I might be taller than me, but he's still completely dwarfed by the giant otter. Selwyn! Get some training in early, eh? At the sound of his name, he visibly relaxes and a smile returns to his face. There's still tension coming from him, but it's nowhere near as bad as moments prior. The two are bumping fists with each other before Oscar puts the lion in a headlock, the two of them in a struggle for a bit until the feline is able to escape his grip, both of them laughing up a storm. Without skipping a beat, Oscar reaches over and pulls me towards him, nearly smacking me against him. Thankfully, I'm able to catch myself before I accidentally knock us all into the pool. Oops! Sorry, man. Forgot how tiny you are. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Flashing my own smile towards him, Oscar's grin only glows brighter, looking like a sun blazing bright in the sky. Even in this place of constant motion and noise, he's able to demand all attention on him. There's good music in this. Oh. Okay. I can feel the lion's eyes on me, barely able to meet my own as he peeks around Oscar's massive chest. There's no hostility in them. It's as if he's trying to figure out if I'm a danger to him or not. Once again, completely ignoring any kind of tension, Oscar shoves the two of us closer together before gesturing between us. Selwyn, this is Wallace. And Wallace, this is Selwyn. I think his name's actually Lloyd, but the boys just call him Selwyn. I know you dudes will get along great. After neither of us make any moves to try and follow up on his introduction, he pats my back to get my attention. He nods his head encouragingly towards Selwyn, expecting me to make the first move. Hey, Selwyn, I'm a freshman. I've never really been around this area before. It's really nice. Reaching my hand out, I focus on making sure I come across as unthreatening as possible, which isn't hard considering my small stature and underwhelming demeanor. Looking over the feline, I'm able to see that he's a few inches taller than me, but his slim frame catches my attention. He's thinner than me, but has prominent toned muscle pushing through his fur as though there isn't an ounce of fat on his body. Selwyn's eyes only flick towards my hand for a moment before he's reaching over and taking it with surprisingly little hesitation. His grip is firm, and the shake shows a hidden strength beneath his lithe frame. Waiting for an introduction of himself, there's nothing but poignant silence from the lion as he pulls his hand away. It doesn't look like he plans to say anything in return. He looks considerably more comfortable than before. He's even smiling, an expression that makes his handsome face look closer to a model's than a swimmer's. His overall demeanor looks less nervous to him. Looks less nervous too as he places his hands behind his back, allowing anyone to more easily see the rest of his body. It's so different from how shy he looked just moments ago. After a few more seconds of silence, Selwyn's eyes change from a soft, happy warmth to a pleading gaze in Oscar's direction, like he's expecting him to do something about this awkward silence. Oscar's eyes widen as he comes to a realization and steps towards Selwyn, pulling the lion against his hip before reaching over and dragging me back into place against his other one. A brief surge of embarrassment flushes through, and I can't help but look around the pool to see if anyone's watching this very public display of affection. My searching is interrupted by the feeling of someone grabbing my hand. It's a timid touch, as if it both wants to be there but is too scared it might break something. A touch distinct from Oscar's. Following it back to its owner, I find Selwyn looking towards me with a reassuring smile. His eyebrows are creased as though he's still wary of me, but I don't think he wants me to feel uncomfortable. I'm not able to dwell on it before Oscar's booming voice causes his chest to rumble, sending vibrations through my body, running down my spine to the end of my tail. It's like our own little private earthquake. Sorry, should have mentioned this earlier, but Selwyn here can't talk. He has a selective mutism. He's not being rude or anything, and in fact, I think he likes you quite a bit. Little dude never warms up to someone this fast. Selective mutism? Selwyn gives an enthusiastic nod before tugging at Oscar's shirt, obviously asking the otter to explain further. The otter chuckles and gives the lion a playful nudge on the shoulder before obliging. This one he can only talk in certain situations, typically only to some people. I've only ever seen Selwyn whisper into people's ears, and there's not many people he does it for. So he might have... What's that anime? What is that anime where that girl... that everyone thinks that girl is, like, super quiet and super cool, but it turns out that she actually has crippling social anxiety? Someone in the comment can tell me that. That'd be great. It's relatively recent, too. Okay, anyway. Let's do it. I'm the only person on the swim team he talks to. Oh, wait, this is a continuation. I'm the only person on the swim team that he talks to, so he often hangs around me. Though I think he actually does it because he knows I get him some action at most parties. He says the final part with a waggle of his eyebrows and gives his friend a shove. A big smile crosses the feline's face before he elbows Oscar in the stomach, pulling away from the otter with mock annoyance that leads to both of them laughing. Looking back towards me, he gives me a sympathetic smile and wrings his hands together. He feels like he's apologizing for making things uncomfortable, reminding me of how Lucas looked when he hurt someone's feelings. It feels like a knife stabbed me through my chest, and I'm unable to stop myself from shaking my head, vehemently protesting. No, don't worry about it. I'm sorry for, you know. I try to think of what to apologize for, only to realize there isn't really much I could have done without prior knowledge, so I'm only able to drift into an awkward silence. Selwyn gestures towards me, but his eyes are on Oscar. It looks like he's trying to communicate something to the otter, who has to ponder for a couple of seconds before realizing what is being asked. No, Wallace is from my media class. We're in a group together, and he's a cool guy. Thought I'd take him here. For some reason, that causes Selwyn's eyes to widen and his entire expression to shift to one of complete utter shock like this is an apocalyptic reveal. Turning his attention back to me, Selwyn scans me with his eyes as if trying to figure something out. I don't think he finds what he's looking for as he shakes his head before walking over to Oscar, tugging at his shirt. This has to be an agreed-upon signal between the two of them, because there's not a moment of hesitation as Oscar squats down and gives Selwyn access to his ear. To which Selwyn whispers something that I'm certain even Lucas's sensitive ears wouldn't be able to pick up. Without being able to hear them, I'm left standing next to the pool, trying not to look out of place. Eventually, Oscar's smile widens, and I'm given some insight to his conversation as he chuckles as a response. Yeah, well, he's a good guy. That causes Selwyn to stop and look towards me again. There's a brief hesitation before he returns to whispering to Oscar like he's sharing the biggest secret in the world. It's only for a moment, but I swear I can see the inside of Selwyn's ears growing redder. Finally, the two of them pull away from each other. Oscar stands back to his full height with a stretch, reminding me of just how much he towers over the two of us. Something about the otter looks different than moments ago, more mischievous than his usual playfulness that makes a nervous shudder run down my spine. He wanted to tell me that you're really cute and that the pink shirt looks super hot on you. There's a beat before what he says registers. His eyes light up as he sees something on my face, which I can only assume is my cheeks and ears reddening beyond belief. He looks like a child walking into a candy shop for the first time. He must be twisting whatever Selwyn said to me. He must be. I look towards Selwyn, and he's got a bashful expression on his face. That small blushing I swore I caught a glimpse of earlier has completely flooded his ears and nodding his head with a grin. What? He's right, man. You do look damn good in that shirt. There's no way. What are the odds that one but two hot athletic guys would find someone like me worth any of their attention? Oscar? There's no way he said that. He's so shy. That causes a hearty laugh to explode from Oscar's burly chest, and even Selwyn snickers at the reaction. It's such a different tone than what I've seen from the lion so far. It's unreal. He's not shy, and I've never seen someone hit on girls the way this guy does. You ever see someone who knows how to get into a chick's pants? Watch this guy whenever we go out. But look at him, he's so timid. Sorry, I shouldn't talk about you if you're not there. Selwyn doesn't look offended at all, waving off the assertion. He looks like he's just enjoying the company. I don't know if that's just Oscar's presence or both of us. He's just a bit nervous around strangers. Trust me, this guy's a flirty ball of energy. Aren't party social situations with a bunch of strangers? Yeah, and the chicks find the timid act cute, especially when they find out he can't talk as messed as that sounds. It looks like he's trying to work his magic on you, though. Can't say I blame him. Before I can explode from the hungry expression on Oscar's face, Selwyn tugs at the otter's shirt again and gestures behind him towards an open door close by. Yeah, we'll go get changed and catch you in the pool. Just give us a sec. I didn't want to mention this before, Oscar, but I don't have anything to swim in. So you decided to come with me to the pool anyway? Not that I'm complaining, but that doesn't sound too bright. I just wanted to hang out with you. You're always so full of energy, and I know you know how to cheer me up. But okay. You can just watch. I'll put on a good show for you. And we're going to continue that in the next episode. It's alright, you guys got some eye candy over here today. No need to complain. There'll be more Oscar in the future, don't worry. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!